Hey guys, how's it going? Tonight I actually got a little excited. I went on the Lidar site and did a search, and lo and behold, there was some Lidar data for Kiawah, the island course. And I've been waiting to do this one. And so I ended up, downloading the Lidar data, and I'll bring that up here in a second. So I ended up doing Chad's tool, and let's see, let me bring that thing up. So I ended up, uh, bear with me, I got to get all these settings done here. Okay. So I ended up doing Chad's tool, and when I went to run it, let me see if I can find this. Import course. I'll show you exactly what happened here. So we did a template course, whoops, and then ran it with the EPSG projection just being blank, like it should be, right? So then I said, all right, let's do it. And I was all excited to get the stuff and see what it's all about. I mean, it's 2016 data, so, it's fairly accurate, but, you know, it's better than nothing, right? And look what I got. So there was no EPSG number embedded in the XML file, which sucks. All right. So back to square one. We ended up having to go to my favorite website here, the spatial reference. I did a search for South Carolina. And as you can see here, we've got 8 different EPSG numbers. And like I say in all the videos, you just got to try one until it comes back, until it actually shows the information that you splined. And of course, if you watch the other videos, you know that I always tell everybody go in and spline one hole. All right. So that's exactly what I did. I splined a couple tee boxes. I did a fairway, a green, and a bunker. Okay. And that's it. All right. Because you don't want to spline the whole course and find out that the course doesn't import, right? So with that in mind, I ended up going back here and I started putting numbers in to Chad's tool. So I did, uh, I'm not going to go through this again, but what ended up happening is I ended up going here. I did 2273. Okay. It came up and I said, you know what? Let me just keep going. So I just kept going down here. And believe it or not, of these 8, 4 of them came in to Chad's tool. So I'm like, all right, that's a first. All right. And I never really thought about that. Uh, what if there are more than one EPSG number pulling in our OpenStreet stuff? Does it make a difference as far as how it pulls it in, what it looks like, and everything else? So I'm going to show you that. All right, bear with me 1 second. I just got to check one thing here. Okay, so as you can see here in my unpublished courses, I ended up with different Kiawah Islands. Okay, so what I did is I imported the different EPSG numbers, and I named them based on the EPSG number. All right, so I'm not going to go through all four, but I will show you that there is a difference with the EPSG numbers, right? So if I go into this one and I edit it, and I look at that one hull I brought in, let's check it out. All right. So, oh, that's right. I never reran it. So number 10 is the one we're looking at. All right. All right. So, so what happens is, let's look at these T boxes. So this is going to be the course from hell. All right. For several reasons. For some reason, this is coming up with the mulch on every single tee box. All right. The sand is not filling in. All right. So if you look at Open Street, I had, you know, these areas filled in with sand. Okay. But yet, if you look in the course, it's not there. Okay. So that sucks. But what I really want to show you is the Lidar. So if you look at these tee boxes, they're pretty flat. They look good. All right. And I look at this bunker, it's a pot bunker. And again, it's looking pretty good. I mean, it's centered, you know, so that looks pretty damn good. The green, again, you end up with this mulch, which is easily fixed, but it's there. All right. But the green itself looks pretty good. All right. There's nothing like falling off the sides or anything else. Right. So that's good. And I said, okay, well, let's take a look at the other one. So I ended up going through all these. These three are pretty much the same. Well, not this one. So this one I'm going to open 32033. So if you look at this one, remember the T boxes, it was clean, right? Pretty flat. Let's take a look at this one. All right, hole number 10. Okay, here's the same hole. Now check out the contour. The T is completely screwed up. All right, as far as there's a dip there, right? It's terrible. And then look at this one. Okay. So my point is, we can't rely on just choosing EPSG numbers and finding the first one. If the first one goes in and you look at it and it's lined up, you're pretty good. All right. You can pretty much stop and say, all right, we'll use that one. But say you put this one in first, you see it pulls in from Open Street. You're like, cool, I've got a course now. It's good to go. And then all of a sudden you pull it in and you end up with this stuff. There's definitely a problem, right? So my point is here, never trust just putting in one EPSG number if the stuff is screwed up. So if it's, if it looks iffy, or if it, you pull it in, you look at it really quick, like look at this fairway. The whole course is shifted completely. I mean, God knows how many yards offline. Okay. So everything, all these different surfaces are completely screwed on this. All right. So that's a problem in itself. All right. So just make sure that when you do the EPSG numbers, if it comes back and you run one and it fails and you got to put in an EPSG number from that website, just make sure that you do that and check it, make sure it lines up. So we're going to end up using 2273. So I'm just going to delete these 3 courses. And I can see already that Kiawah is going to be a friggin' nightmare. And I'm trying different things to see what we can do to possibly fix it, because like Pine Valley, the one I did in Jersey, all right, Pine Valley has a ton. If you look at Pine Valley here, I did this probably about 6 months ago, and it took a ton of time, even with Lidar, because of all this frickin' sand. You can see it here. Look at it all. All right. But what ends up happening is when you do sand in Lidar, it doesn't pull the stuff in, all of it. Right. So I end up having to redo all the bunkers, these waste bunker areas. It seems like the hey, Dwayne, what's up, man? So um, it looks like where there's bunkers, it is pretty much filling them in. But any of the waste areas, it's not pulling it in, which means I would have to do all this crap by hand. All right. So what I'm going to do is regenerate this because this does not have my changes. Let's get out of the golf club for a minute. Let's go back in Chad's tool. Hey, Jacob. So what's up, man? So we're going to go back in Chad's tool and I'm going to rerun it because I want to pull in the changes that I made. And I'll show you what I did because I don't know if I'm going to do this course because it's just going to be too much effort. I mean, if I wanted to do an RCR like the old days and measure everything out and make sure everything's done, I would, I wouldn't use LiDAR, right? This is supposed to be LiDAR. Um, and from what I'm seeing, it's going to be a freaking nightmare. Um, but let's see what we get. I'll keep an open mind here. Copy that name. I want to just start over and import my template course again, wipe it out, put the name back in. I want to import all my stuff and rerun it and pull the stuff from OpenStreet again. Now, if you look at my OpenStreet, like I said, all I've done is mapped out the holes. Okay, but the only one I've splined is this hole, which is hole 10, I believe. Yep. All right. So I've tried different things here. So this is sand. It's a sand trap. It is what it is. All right. So I tried a sand trap. This failed miserably. All right, for these areas, these waste areas. Okay. Then I'm like, okay, screw that. Um, there was an area I made, I think. Let's see where I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. No, I did not yet. So my next thing is I'm going to wipe this out and put a cart path and see if that comes in. And let's see what we get. So is this done yet? No. Close. As soon as we get our preview, I'll be able to export it. There we go. I'm going to export that, put that in my course directory. 2273 is the number, right? Yep. So I'm going to overwrite that. And let's get the golf club opened again. I'm assuming it's done. Yeah, it's back. Okay. Let's see if it's in here. It should only have a couple of holes. Kiawah 2273 should be it. Let's see what we get. Let's see, based on this, because you can see I filled this whole area as sand, and let's see what happens. Okay, and same with this. All right, this whole area, this big ass waste bunker. All right, we'll see if that fills in and this one fills in. So if we go to 10, you can see it failed miserably. All right, so I filled all this in here. Okay, and it's not there. This is supposed to be traveling all the way down. All right, now granted, I didn't do this. So what I'm going to try to do is maybe take this out. We'll leave that there because I'm going to try different things. We got to find something that works, hopefully. I mean, that's the thing. I really don't feel like measuring and making an RCR. I guess I could do that if I really wanted to do this one. All right, but not so much. All right, so I can make my change, get out of here, go back into Chad's tool, and let's run it again. Hopefully it'll pull in my changes. But I mean, it's really a course I want to do, but we'll see. Depends how much work it is. I mean, I've got, obviously people have seen the change on the website. I mean, everything is all about Lidar. It used to be myself and Greg hosting shows all the time for course reviews, and I started doing Lidar stuff, and then the YouTube channel has become Lidar. So I changed everything. Greg and I will continue to stream, whenever we hook up, which is cool. He's got his own thing going on with he's got like a radio show or something. Looking forward to checking it out. But, we'll see what happens here. All right. So we're just waiting for this thing to finish. Just going to require a lot of work. And do I want to do that? I mean, it would be cool to have Kiawah in there. And the data is not too old. It's 2016, which is pretty good. I was surprised because the last time I looked last year, the only thing that was there was like 2008. I'm like, nah, screw that. Right? It's just way too old. But let's see. All right, so let's see if we get out of here, go back. So I put that cart path in there, a little bit of it, right? Let's see if it pulls it in. Because that's the thing. I'm not going to go and spline the entire course and find out this is just going to be a total freaking nightmare. All right, so there you go. All right, so the cart path worked. So that's good. So I guess what I could do, I could do one of two things. I could leave it as a cart path, right? So spline out everything that is in here that truly is like a cart path, right? So I made this into a cart path, but did it bring in all of it? Let's look. It's supposed to go up to that area there. And the answer is no. So even the cart path didn't complete up to this area here. That's a freaking problem. Right? I mean, I'm looking here and I do have this going all the way up here. Actually, maybe that's what's causing it. If the sand is over those splines, is it really blocking it from coming in? So let's delete some of them. Save that. And try it, because I'm not doing this entire course and find out I can't even get any type of marker. So if I look in the all right, let's get out of here. Let's go back into Chad's tool. I just made a change. Let's re-import it. I moved that sand away from the area that I wanted to do the cart path. Let's see if that blocked it or if we're screwed. It's nothing will import in that area here. You know, and you just sit there and you wonder why, you know, why is it not working? And we'll call that rough. So again, I'm just going to work on a small area of this course until I can figure out what, if anything, I can do. So we'll see if I'm actually going to do this course or not. I mean, I guess I should. I mean, it's a great course. It's really highly rated globally, but it's going to be a bitch. All right, so we'll overwrite that again. Hurry up and wait. That seems like that's all I do, with my real job in IT and this stuff. It's just amazing how everything is just so slow. Okay, so we got it in there. Let's see. We'll refresh this. And let's see what happens here. And I had those 4 different EPSG numbers, and I tried all 4 with the same bunkers, layouts, and everything. It didn't matter. And as I showed in the beginning of the video, the one EPS was just completely off, right? So you can see here, it did not come up to the area up here. Didn't I just update this? It didn't update. It didn't show. Shows this ending here, which is right, but it's supposed to be further up. Like the bunkers, you can see the splines for the bunker. It's right here. It's supposed to be the hell out here. All right. Which sucks because I would have to, do this crap. And if I decide to do this course, it's going to be a nightmare. So I'm going to have to pretty much grab the brush. Now, granted, a lot of this is waste bunkers. All right. But I mean, as far as the alignment looks really good right around this edge here, you know. But this is a total fail, all this up here, because if you look at the splining again, and we look at the green, the one pot bunker looks pretty good. This one, all right. So that came out okay, but this is a fail. So you can see I splined this whole thing. This is all supposed to be one big ass waste bunker here, all this. All right. But if you go in the golf club, it's not. See? So this is all supposed to be waste bunker, and it's not. So I'm going to end up having to just rig it, which I had to do that with Pine Valley, but there was so much waste area that it really didn't matter. But this is what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to go in here piece by piece and just follow this around. You can sort of see where the bunker is supposed to be because it turned it darker green. So you get an idea of where it's supposed to be. And it's supposed to be going down here now. So the question is, do I really want to spend the time doing this type of thing. And it looks like, I don't know what's going on with the tee boxes, but every single one of them, you can see it has the dirt. So, I just did a tutorial on how to get rid of that. All right. Now this doesn't have a secondary surface, so once I add that, whoops. Hold on, where am I here? Splines, edit. Oh my God, I'm in the wrong one. Yeah, I mean, this thing is a total freaking mess. I can't even get to a spline point. 5, 2, smooth it so I get some endpoints on my splines. There we go. Widen, and I can see here it didn't even do all of them. So I don't know what's going on with this course. That's very strange. It's almost like the entire everything splined is crap. So let's see, 6, delete the entire path. So I'm going to end up having to redo all these by hand. So do I want to do that? Oh shit, it's a shape. Never mind. When you do shapes, you don't move the mouse like I did. So I have to undo this. And we need to put it down again. Get rid of that mulch. But I mean, everything just seems so screwed up. Like nothing is round. The edge around here is all funky. I don't know if I can do this course. I mean, it's just something is up with the splining with everything. Why, when this imported, did it create the dirt around here? I never had a course do that, ever. So, every second I work on this thing, the less I want to do the course because it's creating unnecessary work. I mean, look at this thing. It's Notice how the shape is an oval. And then when you add those secondary surfaces, which I did, all right, it should be perfect. It's not. I mean, it's like wavy all the way around this thing. Now, could it be because it's not flat? I don't know. I guess we can try it. I doubt it. No. But you can see how it's not perfect going around that perfect oval. Stuff like that's going to drive me nuts. I don't know if I don't know if I can do this course because I was all excited. I thought, oh wow, this is cool, man. Now I'm looking at 16 here, and I'm like, all right, is that really supposed to be there? And it's possible that might be water. So let's check it out. Wherever 16 is, let's look at the course. Okay, so 10 is there. Okay, 16 is one big ass bunker. That's what that thing is. All right. But I've got off tomorrow, Friday, Monday. So I got 5 days. Do I really want to do this one? I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, because nothing is working in it over in Open Street. It's a freaking nightmare. So unless I want to go and do just do everything manual, I I, I don't know. I mean, even the cart path didn't extend out to where I put it here. So I don't know. We'll take a look and see if I really want to do this. It would be cool though to get Kiawah, the ocean course, on there. In TGC. It's like 18. I'm just looking at these bunkers. All right, so 18, we're looking these little dots. So if we look at the open street, where's 18? 18 is, oh, ironically, all right. Again, it's right near. Now, granted, these do look like tiny little bunkers. So when you do those in open street, they're really tiny. And these splines are even bigger. So I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know if it's worth it. It's going to be, I think I'll be in the funny farm before this is finished. But who knows? Maybe I'll finish it. We'll see. So I don't know. I think I'll end up finishing the courses that I've already started. And I know a couple guys want some courses designed and they're willing to pay me for it. But, we'll see. But I don't know. I have no words to describe what I'm seeing there in that course. As much as I'd love to do it, it just seems like there's a lot of work. I think that would be good for the guys that love the RCR. They love measuring, you know, get everything exact based on whatever, whether it's, where is it? Because, just like the old days, they would measure everything out and say, oh, okay, fairway's got to be 26 yards there. You know, where are these cart paths? You know, well, they're 31 yards apart, and I'd have to use the measuring tool in the game to get everything lined up to way, you know, the way they are. So I don't know, because everything is just sand. It's not a cart path. That's the problem. So you know, you'd have to go ahead and just do that brush like I was doing and just keep extending it click by click. But since it's a waste area, we might be able to get away with just click and drag it all the way down the freaking line. Who cares what it looks like type thing. But I think I'm going to publish the Philadelphia Country Club because I'm almost finished. Um, and I looked at this again with the water. I raised it up again because it was bugging me. It was just too hot, too low. It was too low again. And you know, so this looks much better. And then what I did is, um, you know, so I had to create another level, and I hit it, right? So if you're sitting on this tee box, you can't see over here, and that's deliberate because I just put a bunch of bushes and trees over here hiding it. All right, instead of putting another waterfall in that really nobody's going to see, and I don't want them to see it, right? So, yeah, I just hid the area, the depth of where that's at, just hit it, get it out of the way. And I made sure that when you're sitting on the Masters tees, which is 98% of the people will play from here, they can't see that area over there. It just looks really busy. And I stuck bushes here too, right? So, I mean, pretty much the only thing left on this course is for me to do bridges. Um, I never use standalones. They never work. Plus, they look stupid if, you know, you use one of the ones that are angled. You know, it looks like a roller coaster if it's not exactly one of them. So I always choose these, and it just sucks that trying to get these lined up when you anytime. Whoops, what the hell am I doing? It's total opposite. So to try to get that lined up, that looks like a pretty good angle. Let's see. All right, so it's just touching there. And if I go over here at that same height, if I could do it, we're way off, right? So I got to find a happy medium here. And since this is a tee box over on the left, that's more critical to get that leveled. So I'm going to pay more attention to getting this leveled than the other side. So let's get this side on there. And this is always a pain in the ass. So I'm going to put this in there, get it lined up. Yes, it's under the ground, and we know that, and that's the way it's going to be. All right. But now I hate when I have to spin because now I've got to Place an object, bridge, because we want the angled ones so you don't walk and crash and crush your nuts walking in here with the sticks hanging straight out. So we want to use this angled one on each side. But when you do that, it's a total pain in the ass. So we have to switch the one now. And hopefully this will snap nicely together. Bridges are not fun. Snap that. All right, now the fun part. So now I've got to go and grab one of these now, spin it, and try to line it up manually because I doubt it. Yeah, who knows? Maybe it'll snap in there. Whoops. Did I really do it? I did. What a stonehead. Now, we do see it's total opposite of what I need, right? Okay, just checking. So I've got to get this around here. Let's try snapping it. You son of a bitch. So that's what's doing it. When I try to snap it, so you can't snap it if you spin it. Duly noted here, right? Unbelievable. All right, so sectional. Now I've got to put the other one back to the way the hell it was. Bring that back up here. Get it somewhat close. Snap it. Now I've got to get that sucker and manually place this. And I hate TGC 2019 with this crap because trying to get it lined up both from the side, you can't do it. I mean, it's like you can't see 3D. Like if you look this way, you're like, okay, I'm that far away. So then you say, all right, I got to move that. Oh, as soon as you let go of the mouse, it just goes and so it looks like everything's lined up here perfectly. So I'm going to click it. And it's not. You see what I mean? So it's a freaking nightmare. It looks like it needs to go down a little bit. And again, I'm looking at this going, all right, is it really lined up? Because I can't see left to right. I'm looking at trying to line those rails up. And you can see they're off. All right. I mean, it looks pretty damn good, though. Nobody's going to really see that. All right, so now we got to sculpt that land. And yeah, we're going to affect this, but we're going to clean it up later. All right. So we're going to have to raise this up. And like everybody knows, I use a huge area because I want it to look natural. I don't want to just, raise it up around the bridge. It looks like it doesn't look right. We're getting there. All right, that looks pretty good. It's flat. We'll worry about the T-box later. And the other thing I can't stand is this stuff. When you spline, it puts these splines down into the water. So we got to get rid of that spline. I said get rid of that spline. All right. I could actually probably get rid of, is there another spline there? Yeah, see all these hidden splines? I don't know why they're here. Oops. I hit the path. Okay. So we need to just delete that one spline point or waypoint. All right. Now this looks like the mulch that came in with the splining from Open Street. We can get rid of all that. Delete. Whoops. 6. Delete the entire path. Because there's no need to have mulch in there anymore now that we have the water in place. Okay, cool. There we go. So we got rid of the junk. Now the path lines up perfectly with the bridge. Sweet. So now we can just go in here. We can use this one for this. Whoops. Damn it. Again, make it huge. Reset it. And we're actually going to sink this side down, right? All right, so now I'm going to make my line a little smaller, reset it, whoops, and bring up just this side. So it looks good. All right, that looks pretty good. I guess we could just bring it up just a tad. What are we bringing it up? Let's bring it up 2 inches. Perfect. Sort of, but nope, too much. Because if you see over here, there's grass on the bridge. I can't take that. All right, so sink that down. Gone. All right. And there we have a nice bridge. All right, so that's, oh, forgot to get rid of this mega spline here, right? Get rid of this crap here. I think we can get rid of the next spline. What is that spline? Get rid of that. There we go. So now the blacktop's not falling over the side. And if I really, really, really wanted to get picky, I could just get rid of this. Right? And respline it to line it perfectly. Let's see. Right. So I could just take it from here. And just make sure it's lined up. Now it's perfectly centered on the bridge. And one thing I don't like, unfortunately, because I don't like it, I have to go around to every path now and change this. But I can't handle it. It's the path is 2, I think, at least out of the box from Open Street. Defaults to 2. It's too wide. So I have to go in here and edit and path width. And you can see it's 2. I always bring it down to 1.7. Okay. It just looks better. I mean, it's unfortunately this little area now. I have to go in here and change this for 2.5. Holy shit. All right, so bring that down to 1.7. Now we've got a perfect path. And again, it's lined up perfect. If anything, I think I could even bring that up a little bit. Bring that up maybe a couple inches. You can see where it's lined up. So just click it and it should give us a perfect connection here. Beautiful. All right, so one bridge down. God knows how many more I have, but I got to get this published this weekend. There's no reason why not to. Now this, flatten this. Let's try this one first. And you can see that dirt there, okay, which is a no-no. Now, what I could do, well, let's try it. Let's get a spline point. Let's edit. Let's toggle the second surface. Let's do fairway. And it takes, no, it didn't. Now we have the dirt over here. So we, of course, now we have to go in here. And again, I just did a video on this. So anytime you create a second surface, it puts a dirt line out here. And we can do one of two things. I can either go like this and undo that because it is a tee box and I really don't need a secondary surface for a tee box. So what we can try to do to get rid of that crappy area there, let's try it. So let's take that. We're going to do heavy rough. We could do a brush for that. And let's try clicking it. Will it get rid of it? Yes. Okay. So just take your brush and clean those freaking mulch areas up. They look like crap. And, when Greg and I look at these courses, it's one thing, it's a pet peeve. I can't stand it. The new designers, they don't know any better though. So yeah, they do a second surface, it ends up with that dirt around there. And all you have to do is go around and with a heavy brush or with splines, and do your thing. All right. Yeah, I mean, believe it or not, that Lidar is accurate. So that freaking hill is like that. So anyway, um, all right. So where the hell's some more bridges? Well, here's one. I've got to do this one. And again, uh, that's not too bad. And I try, I keep the same bridges all the time. Let's see. So this one, that's just touching that side. And this side is high. So let's find a medium. Bring this down. And this one will be sunken in a little bit. That's perfect. So we'll just get this bad boy lined up, make sure it's spun correctly, which it's not. And boom. And now we got to go with the straight one. And let's see if we can do a snap. Now we got to get the corner one so we don't ram our nuts into the sticks there. It was funny. I used to do them like that. And then I saw Greg we were critiquing a course. He's like, holy shit, you'll impale yourself with that bridge. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, you got those edges right there. You'll just walk right into it. I'm like, oh. So as a result of Greg, I've got all this now I'm thinking about. That's right. So we can't do the snap because HB sucks and you can't snap something that you spun. So here we go again. So now I've got to figure out somehow getting it close. And you would think, okay, that's lined up. Let's see. Nope. See the gap over on the other side there? I mean, it's just stupid crap like that is so frustrating. It really is frustrating. All right, bridge, move, and let's try it again. So that means I've got to spin it a little bit more, go down here, and that's even worse yet. So when you screw up, it leaves the old one there, so you can't see where the hell you're supposed to be. So this is even worse than what it was like before. So you're almost better off deleting the bridge and starting over this piece. And I don't know what the hell it just did. All right, so goodbye. Let's get rid of this thing. So you wouldn't want to be you. All right, let's get another freaking piece of bridge. Now you know why people don't put the ends on here, because it's a total pain in the ass. It is a pain in the ass. So I don't quite understand that one. It almost looks flush on the left side and it looks way up on the other side. All right, now it looks perfect, sort of. And it's not. I can see the gap right there. See what I mean? You're fucked either way. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you do. So all you have to do, that's a fail. You know, I mean, I'm going to spend more time on this one fucking edge than you do for 3 bridges without this. You know, if he just said, screw it, just use that, you know, impaled section and be done with it, you'd be done. But, you know, to do it right, you've got to get this shit. And then it's also awesome here, you know. What they do is they put that yellow line around so you can't see where you're lining up. It's just awesome. You have no clue what you're doing here. So you think you're lined up, and you're not. And then as soon as I spin it and look at it, it moves it. I'm going to kill people. All right, so let's see what we can do here. Holy shit. I think it's done. Okay. What a freaking nightmare. All right. That looks pretty damn good. That's good. Whoops. Just trying to get that one corner there. All right, good. All right, so that's good. It actually doesn't look bad. Then 1.7. Sculpt this. And I'm sure this is really boring. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the stream and finish this course this weekend and publish it. But all right, guys, Have a great one, and I will talk to you later.